California, real property, so land, buildings, and structures, is taxed according to Proposition 13. Under this system, when a property is purchased, property owners pay a 1% tax based on that purchase price. Each year thereafter, the property tax is increased by no more than 2%. In most years, though, market values for properties increase somewhat faster than 2%. This means that over time, most property is taxed under Proposition 13 at a value that's somewhat lower than its current market value. During real estate downturns, however, oftentimes a property's current market value will fall well below its assessed value under Proposition 13. In this case, the property's market value is actually less than the value it's taxed at. When this occurs, properties can get downward temporary tax reductions so that they're taxed at 1% of their current market value, which is lower in this instance than their Proposition 13 value. This downward authorization was authorized by Proposition 8, which voters passed shortly after they passed Proposition 13 in 1978. When a property has a temporary tax reduction under Proposition 8, each year it's taxed at its market value, which can increase or decrease by any amount based on local real estate conditions, until that market value increases sufficiently enough to again be above its Proposition 13 value. At this point, the property is taxed again based according to Proposition 13, whereas property taxes can increase by no more than 2% each year. Over the course of 2007, 2008, and 2009, property values in California fell dramatically. In some areas of the state, single-family home prices fell by more than 50%. As a result, millions of properties received temporary property tax reductions under Proposition 8. In fact, in 2013-14, about 3.2 million properties, more than 1/4 of all properties in California, currently received a property tax reduction under Proposition 8. Though statewide data are somewhat limited, our office estimates that the average single-family home currently receiving a property tax reduction is receiving a reduction worth about $1,600. For commercial properties, the reduction on average is somewhat larger, about $7,500. Not surprisingly, property tax reductions authorized under Proposition 8 have reduced local government property tax revenues significantly. Our office estimates that the 3.2 million properties with temporary property tax reductions have lowered local property taxes by about $7 billion. This amount equates to about 15% of overall local property tax revenues statewide. Since early 2012, commercial and residential real estate values have increased dramatically from the recession period lows. This has affected property owners who are currently receiving temporary property tax reductions under Proposition 8. And it's affected them because their property taxes from one year to the next increase or decrease with the current market value and aren't limited to 2% increases like they would be under Proposition 13. In fact, for many property owners that currently have temporary property tax reductions, their property taxes increased by 5, 10, and in some cases 20% in 2013-14. Going forward, housing markets and commercial real estate markets have continued their strength in 2013 and 2014. We expect that properties with temporary property tax reductions will continue to increase year over year by as much as 10% for the next several years. This, of course, will increase local government property tax revenues significantly as well over the next several years.